Boom! What's up everyone? This is Joseph with 417 Boom, and I make videos to help local business owners show up on the local map packs with proven local SEO strategies. Now, if you are new to this channel, right, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, tap that bell so you don't miss out on any weekly content that actually is going to help you rank and get found on Google search engines, okay? So today's video is an awesome video, right? We're diving into something that's relatively important for local SEO, right? So should you have each of your services have their own dedicated page, or should you put them all together on one page, right? Very important. If you get this wrong, you can ultimately and unintentionally cause topical confusion, splitting your authority and killing your chances of ranking on the local map packs or even in the organic. So we're going to walk through some real life world examples here in Springfield, manually checking these online and seeing which one works for that niche and that market. All right, let's test this and see if we get different results and see if we can get put together a game plan for you. This is going to really tell us whether we need individual service pages or if we can just rely on grouping them together without losing any kind of topical authority and SEO power. So stay tuned. All right, let's get into it. So we're breaking down, we'll break down this into 3 sections, right? Each with their own specific category. For each one, we're going to run search queries in Google, and we're going to look at what's actually ranking. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first example. Now, the first example, we're going to be looking at mowing services, Springfield, commercial mowing, Springfield, and residential mowing, Springfield, right? We'll take a look at this real quick. So let's go ahead and go to the web browser. All right, so let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at the first keyword. Now again, can you use another tool for this? Absolutely, right? But this is more or less for those who don't have the budget or the expenses to use a tool, and the manual way also works pretty well. So again, we'll be doing this from Springfield because this is where I'm from, and we'll go ahead and see what the search results look like. So the first keyword is mowing services, Springfield. Now what you want to do here is you want to look at the results on the first page, and you want to identify who is ranking on the first page. Now this is going to give you a good idea if you should couple these targeted keywords on one page, or if Google looks at them differently, like different search intent, right? And we should use a different individual page. So mowing services, we'll just go down the line here. We have Lawn Love, we have Green Pal, and what you want to look at, look for are like real local businesses. So we have 417 Mowing, their homepage. We have Reddit, we don't care about that. We have Ryan Lawn and Tree, which is a pretty big company. They franchise everywhere. Lawn Starter, Facebook, Yelp, Edwards Lawn Services. Okay. So let's take a look at the next one, which is commercial mowing services, Springfield. Go ahead and do this. Commercial. And then let's see, we have all commercial mowing. We have this one again. We have Lawn Love again, right? We have all America Lawn and 417 Mowing homepage again. The same Yelp, Reddit, Ryan's Lawn Tree, same page again. Now let's look for residential mowing in Springfield. Let's see, so Green Pal, Reddit again, Ryan Lawn Tree, the same URL, same slug, Facebook, Lawn Starter again, Green Team, and 417 Mowing again. And then we have a few of these in here. So for this one, this is a perfect example of how Google handles semantic similarities, okay? So even though commercial mowing and residential mowing might feel different and provide different offerings to us as business owners, but to Google and their algorithm, these fall under the same intent clusters, okay? And that's really all that matters, man, because sometimes we're like, oh, no, I feel like this is related, but this isn't about what we think, and it's completely separate, right? It's about how Google interprets the search intent behind the search term. So by grouping these together on one page, one well-structured page, you're avoiding topical drift, strengthening your keyword relevance, and you're building that one page with deep authority and context. So in this case, grouping them together is actually a good strategy, right? So you're keeping everything relevant to one central topic, which increases the chance that this page will rank for multiple variations, including the primaries, for the keywords. So let's go on to the next one. The next one, we're going to be looking at the services of landscaping, hardscaping, and irrigation keywords. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. Let's see, let's take a look at landscaping services Springfield. We have the ground guys with the inner page, Ryan and Lawn Tree again with the inner page for landscaping, Earthworks, Gabrus Landscaping, Yelp, Jags, Lawn Starter, Springfield Lawn Works, and Versace. Ooh, fancy. All right, now let's take a look at hardscaping. So we have Gabrus with hardscaping inner page, the ground guys with a different page ranking for hardscaping. This one are Ryan again, and some new competitors here, which tells us that things might be different here. Imagination, then we got Earthworks Garden, Gabrus with another page, but the home page. So pretty interesting here. So let's take a look at irrigation. Let's see if all these three have something in common in Google's eyes, okay? Let's see here, let me just copy this again real fast from my screen. All right, irrigation system, Springfield. I'll take out the Mow, just leaving the Springfield. And then we have Watersmith Irrigation, Ryan Tree, sprinkler system, different inner page, Yelp, different water irrigations homepage, ground guys, different inner page, Ryan, Lawn and Tree, different inner page, Yelp, and a Watersmith Irrigation, different inner page again. So all three different, right? They did have one or two that had like the same page for one keyword, or like not the same page, but basically two domains with a different page, one with a home page and one with the inner page. Now, this one clearly, like Google is showing us separate pages for each services, right? Even if the same company is also ranking for two different pages now, they're not using one catchphrase like an outdoor service page, right? They're really breaking it up into a landscaping page, a hardscaping page, and an irrigation page, right? Each one targeting its own search intent and semantic context. So this is where topical separation is critical, because even though all three of these services deal with outdoor spaces, right? Google doesn't treat them the same, or if they don't think that it's the same topic. So landscaping has its own, owns its own category. Hardscaping brings in like designs, pavers, and stonework, and then totally different, right? And irrigation, mechanical, right? It's plumbing based with service specific terminologies. So if you lump these together on one page, you could be diluting topical relevance and confusing Google and its algorithm. So that's what we call topical confusion. And whenever that happens, right, Google doesn't know what you want to rank for, and they won't put the results on page one altogether. So the smarter play is to build individual high intent pages, each one laser focused on one service, one keyword cluster, and one clear purpose. So that's how you satisfy Google's expectations and maximize your chances of ranking for each keyword, okay? So let's go on to the last section, which is the mold. I really like mold, the mold niche. Mold is gold, had a good friend who still does the mold, so pretty well versed in this niche as well. So let's go ahead and look at a few keywords. We'll go ahead and look up mold inspections, right? And the next keyword is mold removal, and then crawlspace encapsulation. And again, we're trying to determine if these should all go on their own pages or if we can just throw them all on one page. So mold inspection Springfield, we'll take a look here. We got mold removal Springfield, which is doggone mold. We have this one's Springfield Quality Services. We have another doggone mold with an inner page, so it tells us that they have high authority, right? They're pretty strong in this area. Yelp, Bixler, SERPs, Green Planet, mold removal, environmental forces, and an Angie's List. Okay, so let's take a look at mold removal Springfield. Let's take a look here, copy this, goes into right here. And again, doggone mold, homepage, right? SERPs, Green Planet again, Bixler again with the mold page, Rainbow Restoration, different one, mold and water guides, Yelp, environmental forces. So kind of similar results, right? Last one, let's take a look at crawlspace encapsulation. Let's take a look here. So we have Smouse Bros, we have Helitech, or Halitech, however you want to pronounce that. You have Thrasher, you have Bixler, but then again, a different page. They're using a inner page for the crawlspace encapsulation. Same thing with Doggone Mold, but this looks like a blog page. This Smouse Brother again. So it looks like Smouse Brother is the leading authority here. Pretty interesting, right? Because you would think they're the same, right? But mold inspections and mold removal, you know, they often rank together on the same page, and you can do that, right? Why? Because the search intent is aligned. So people want to diagnose a mold problem and have it solved and resolved by the same company or the same business. However, crawlspace encapsulation Springfield is ranking separately with its own pages, different sets of results and data. Even though encapsulation can help prevent or fix the mold issues that you have, Google does consider it a distinct service, right? And the pages that rank for encapsulation are dedicated. You can see here that they're in depth and strictly focused on the topic, not just a section of a mold page to have their own pages. So with this one, this is a textbook case of topical overlap versus topical separation. Mold inspections and mold removal, these are chronological services, all right? One leads to the other, and Google understands that. So combining them onto one page makes sense, both of those topics, right? However, with crawlspace encapsulation, there is a different topic, there is a different type of solution targeting a different intent. If you put all these three together, right, on one page, you'll definitely introduce semantic noise, and you'll likely end up ranking for none of them all on the first page, or one's going to have some issues, right? So even if it makes sense for you that encapsulation helps with mold remediation, you have to remember SEO is not about our logic, it is about Google's logic, right? And if Google separates these topics, then we have to follow suit, okay? Now, before we recap this, right, I do want to give you a nugget, right? Because I love giving you guys nuggets in these videos, and I'm gonna give you a good one, right? Embedding iframe links, okay, from Google Maps to your location specific pages, right? This is one of the strongest geographical signals that you can give and provide to Google to help rank in a certain location. And here's how you do it, okay? First, you want to go to Google Maps, and you want to search for the area or the city that you want to target, right? You then want to click on the share and then select the embedded map tab and copy the iframe and embed the code. Now for this, you want to paste that code onto a custom HTML block on the back end of your location specific page, and boom, instant location geo-relevant injected directly into your page. And there's a lot more you can do with this, right? But that's for another video. But remember, this only belongs on the location page, not on the service page, because it's going to dilute things up, okay? And if you want to learn more about the site structure and how to properly set this up on these pages, I've already broken this down in other videos. I'll drop the link up above, and make sure you check it out. Also, pro tip, if you want to add even more local signals, some juice, run some driving directions from your Google business profile to the cities or the zip codes or your competitors, right? And this trick is also covered in the same videos above, okay? All right, so let's wrap this up, right, on what you should be doing and what we talked about. Group keywords that share a semantic intent under the same page. Separate anything that Google treats as a distinct or a different topic. Build your web structures around what Google already rewards, and again, not where you think it makes sense, okay? And when you do this, right, you do eliminate topical confusion, you build stronger authority pages, and you increase the chances of you showing up exactly where your customers are looking, okay? So if this helped you or gave you any kind of value, right, drop a like, give me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to break down what industries that you're working in or what you're interested in. I got more videos coming down the pipeline to show you how you can structure your page, how you can interlink things properly, and how you can own and lock and dial in your local market without spending a dime on ads, okay? Remember, consistency beats perfection. Keep testing, keep building, keep learning, because Google always rewards the ones who shows up with a strategy, okay? Until next time, keep grinding, stay sharp, boom.